Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Holmes. I am your professor for this semester for COMM 1003, the fundamentals of public speaking. I wanted to give you a welcome video. I know that many of you have already been into Canvas, reviewed the syllabus, looked over the assignments, so forth and thereon. But I also just wanted to point out a few indicators and also to clarify some of the emails that I've been receiving over the last week. So I've made a short list of a few items that I want to point out. So hopefully we can get some clarity as we begin to move forward and go forward with this semester. First of all, this is public speaking class. This is an asynchronous class. I know many of you, and like most of us, are challenged by the pandemic with COVID-19. There are two styles of online classes that you can enroll in, synchronous and asynchronous. The difference is when you look at your schedule, do you have a day and a time that is attached on your schedule? If you do, then it's synchronous, which means that you are going to meet, not necessarily face-to-face, but face-to-face somewhere online or virtually, for an example, Zoom or WebEx or whatever the professor has set up, or maybe a combination of in-class, a hybrid, and online. Then there's the other type, the asynchronous. That means that there's not a day or a time that's attached to the class, which means that you are not required to meet on a certain time or day, not face-to-face, not via Zoom, not via WebEx, or whatever style or platform. This is more of the traditional online style of learning when you talk about online classes. This is where it's mostly the professor lays out the class online. You get assignment dates, you go back and forth, you do the assignments, you might reach out, mostly email, you do the assignments, and that's pretty much it. Every now and then you might have some type of face-to-face, like virtual learning, maybe Zoom sessions. If you do in an asynchronous type of way, they are not required for students to have to be there. Because they could have other commitments. And so many times they're recorded, they're placed for preview, perhaps for later. But in a synchronous style format, those students are required to be there because they've signed up for that particular time and that particular day, even though it's on an online format. This particular class is asynchronous. It does not have a day or time that's attached to the class. So that means that we are not, quote unquote, required to meet. We're not required to, quote unquote, have Zoom sessions or any type of platform unless I choose to. Not to say that I won't provide lectures. I will provide video lectures. Of course, you need the information. I'm not going to tell you to read the textbook, do the assignment, and produce. No, because then that, what good is that? I'm not doing my job as far as giving you instruction. So I will be doing lectures. How will I be doing those lectures? Either video, but probably most of the time via Zooms. I don't have a certain time for you to log in to hear those particular lectures because I haven't set a certain time that I'll actually be doing those lectures. I'm still negotiating maybe a certain time of day that I might actually do the lectures, and having people, if they want to log in for my sections, they can. But it's not required, but it will be recorded and be stored because it's not required, but it will be there for later preview. All right, so that's step one. And hopefully, I know this is new. It's new for many people. And usually you don't get into this style of learning until you get into some upper level classes and really graduate school, and not even traditionally graduate school, but online type of program. So it's out there, but just not usually at this level that you're exposed to it. So I wanted to kind of, hopefully that helps and gives you some type of frame of reference. All right. So in this particular class, it's public speaking, basically. It's a performance-based class, which means that you'll be given presentations. 4 to be exact. The way that we do this is that, of course, in a face-to-face setting, you would do it in class. When we did it in the spring, due to COVID, the easiest way to do this was to do through YouTube. The reason why YouTube is because students have access. You can do it through the app, through YouTube. It's a social media site. I've given in the syllabus real detailed about how to upload. Many of you might have channels, how to upload a video, post it to YouTube, and then you would take that link and that you would put it into the assignment box in Canvas and send me that particular link where the assignment is, and then I would be able to click the link, be able to look at it, and then grade it accordingly and give the feedback through the system. That's usually the easiest way to do these particular speeches. So we'll continue in that way, and all the information that you need is provided in the syllabus. It'll be several weeks before we even give our first speech, so I'll come back to that at a later time. Hopefully you've gotten a chance to look at the syllabus. The syllabus is located in Canvas, but all syllabi for the university are in a link of HB 2504, which is a central location. I'm sure many of you know it by now because if you looked at one syllabus, that's where they're all located. We're pretty much going to follow the schedule. As far as the textbook, the readings are left up to you. I will not lecture over all the readings and all the lecture notes because I'm busy building you to get your speech development together. Speech development in this class is worth over 60% of your overall grade, while the midterm and the final and some of the textbook, not to say it doesn't help to develop your speech, but I'm interested in making sure that you become better at organizing and delivering those speeches because it's so much a part of your grade. So, Canvas, I don't know if many of you know, it could be new to Prairie View. We used to have a system called e-courses, so we're still transitioning. So I'm still building the course as I go along, like many of your other professors, because it's a completely new system. For the most part, I have all the assignments and the speeches, what I consider the heavy parts of the assignments, but I will be doing kind of building more into it as we do it probably month by month. More particular with the due dates, exact due dates, and exact point totals to fill into the grade book. Even though you have the percentages already established in point totals in the syllabus, that will not change. Just as far as actually putting them in Canvas, I have to go back, and it's kind of like we're starting from the ground up with a new system. So I will continue to build that as we go along. One thing I will say that all assignments are due on Sundays. There will never be a time that your assignment will not be due on a Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So that is our standard due dates. Now, depending on what Sunday it is, will be an exception to the rule. But you can always bank on it to be a Sunday at 11:59 p.m. All right? So another question I've been asked is, well, how do you gauge attendance if this class doesn't meet in a traditional style? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Well, for attendance reporting, something we have to do within the first week required by the state. If you look into Canvas, I've put up 3 simple assignments for week 1. One is to acknowledge that you've read the syllabus. 2 is a discussion board, which is kind of a get to know, kind of basic information. So questions that I ask about you. And number 3 is for you to download the Remind app on your phone, which many of you have because I've been getting notifications in the last couple of hours since I put it up. Those are ways that I know for sure that I know that you're participating, that you're actively pursuing this class, and ways that I'll count for attendance. Attendance in an online setting, discussion boards, participation that you're actively pursuing. I can't necessarily count the days because of the style of the class that is being offered, but I will make sure that I have attendance reporting activities so that you will necessarily be counted through the registrars and for financial aid purposes, and that I have activities that I know for sure that are actively involved and official for those particular reasons, okay? Let's see. As far as week one, I think week one readings are chapter 1 and 2. See about getting your textbooks as soon as you can. I will be putting up probably a lecture this week at the end of the week, dealing a little bit with the overview of chapter 1. I'll really get into the nuts and bolts starting next week. This has been a kind of crazy week. There's a lot of adjustments. Zoom being out, so forth and so on. So I'm kind of stepping step by step as a lot of people are trying to iron out some of the wrinkles that we are having. I will be offering Zoom office hours this semester. I'm still trying to negotiate when that will be. I'm thinking Tuesday, Wednesday is what I'm thinking. I haven't necessarily picked the times, maybe morning, afternoon, one each day. But I will have that information out more next week or by appointment. So if you do need to chat, face-to-face, video, things of that nature, I want to make sure that I'm available to you. I try to answer emails as fast as possible. Of course, I'm catching a lot of emails quickly and as fast as I can return them back. So anyway, I wanted to send this little short 12-minute video. First of all, to say I'm Dr. Holmes. I teach in the communication department, language and communication. This is my 3rd year, Prairie View. I'm not new to teaching. This is my 20th year teaching, and I look forward to, even in a different format of teaching, the challenges and also getting to know you as best as possible, even through this different mode of communication. With that, hey, I look forward to seeing the difference as you build and get better as a public speaker. This is August. We've got to get to December. I'm here to help you. I'm here to get you as much as you can get to pass this course successfully, but you have to put the effort in. You earn grades. Put the effort in. I'll be here to help you. But if you give me nothing, I can't give you anything. All right, you guys have a great, great, great rest of the day. And you'll definitely hear from me again sometime later this week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.